Don't we just love how the superhero genre is the biggest it's ever been, but nobody's reading comic books? Isn't that so weird? Why do you think that is? It's because every single time we see comic book characters being disrespected, they're being changed around, they're being swapped around, they're being replaced. It's annoying, it's boring, it's stupid, and it's disrespectful to all of these different characters. And those writers, these modern day writers that don't know how to write anything, they keep changing these characters around and injecting their own personal politics into those characters. And now we got one of the weirdest comic books ever coming out. This shows why comic books are dead and not gonna get any better anytime soon. And this article comes from a weird ass website named them.us, and the headline says, "Look up in the sky, it's a trans-led Supergirl comic series coming soon." Yes, you heard that right. Supergirl is now gonna be a man playing pretend instead of just this beautiful Kryptonian. Why? Let me say this first. I personally don't even like the character that much. I don't like these like man-to sidekick copycat characters. I don't know why comic books does that. Like you have like Superboy, Supergirl, evil versions of Superman. You have Batman and Robins and Batgirls and Batwomen. I think it's just boring and stupid. But she is a big Superman supporting character. So why in the name of all that is common sense and dignity and respect would you make this character into a man playing pretend? What the fuck is wrong with this company? Do they not like money anymore? How many characters have gone through the same fucking treatment? I feel like every character has just like a black replacement or a race swap or like a woman mantle that's like 5 times stronger, or they're all bisexual. They turn like Tim Drake bisexual. They turned Superboy gay. They had him kissing up some pink-haired Japanese kid. It was like one of the weirdest comic books of all time. This is all this industry knows how to do. They have no talent anymore. They let a bunch of activists destroy everything. They let a bunch of male feminists, men playing pretend, a bunch of feminist women with red, blue hair take over. We all know the infamous clip. If you're a comic book fan, you know the infamous clip from a woman named Kelly Sudakane when she said the comic book equivalent of, "If you don't like it, don't buy it."
And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Problem solved.
I tend to be pretty optimistic, but in this one I'm worried. I'm straight worried. Why? Because stores are closing at a phenomenal rate. Independent comic sales are down. Mainstream comic sales are down.
Let's just get through this article, man. Look, up in the sky. No, it's not a bird or a plane. It's a new Supergirl comic series from acclaimed trans creator Sophie Campbell and Tamara Bonvillain. That can't be a real name. Bonvillain? Anyway, let's just get through this shit. Fuck. On Thursday, DC Comics announced a new Supergirl series set to debut on May 14th, kicking off the company's planned Summer of Superman. The series will be written and drawn by Campbell, who ended his, not her, like the article states, his 50-issue run writing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles last year. Separate from DC's official announcement, Campbell wrote on Blue Sky that Bonvillain will join him as the series colorist. The series will also feature a new design for Supergirl's costume by artist Stanley Graham Lau. What are these fucking names? One of the several variant cover artists on the series. What the hell is this costume gonna look like? Is it gonna be like Supergirl, but like she's gonna be like fat and then she's gonna have a huge meat swinging underneath the skirt? Because you know sometimes Supergirl has the skirt on. Is it gonna be a huge meat just like hanging? Imagine getting saved by a woman like that. Imagine she picking you up and you just see like you feel something while she's carrying you. You're just a huge dick. Oh my fucking god, man. Why? Yo, why are they doing this? Fucking god. It's so fucking gross. It's so weird. I can't wait for them to release the design because I want to make fun of that. Like, holy shit, this is going to be a disaster. But anyway, let's just get through this article. My god. Apart from his now iconic TMNT stories, Campbell is a 22-year veteran of the comics industry. Perhaps best known for his independent graphic novel series Wet Moon, which celebrated its 20th anniversary last year. Bonvillain, meanwhile, ranks among the most sought after colorists in comics, having worked on countless books including Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, Batman, Superman, World's Finest, and Sins of the Black Flamingo. He is also a regular contributor to DC's annual Pride anthologies, and colored the first appearance of Marvel's Escapade, a trans mutant character created by Charlie Jane Anders, Rose Stein, and Ted Brandt. Nobody who's a fan of comics has ever even heard of any of these people. These are no names, these are new hires, these are interns, these are like handouts, DEI shit. It's just like, who are these people? Let's just get this painful ass article over with. Quote, I came up in the comics industry doing mostly graphic novels that I wrote and drew myself. So doing the same with Supergirl feels like I'm returning to my storytelling roots. Campbell said in DC's announcement this week, my main touchstones to Kara Zor-El were the stories and the wild costumes from the 70s, the 1984 Supergirl movie, and the CW show, which I was a huge fan of. In creating this version of Supergirl, I'll be drawing on some of those influences as the series unfolds. The CBS CW Supergirl show starring Melissa Benoist also led to the creation of Nicole Main's superheroic alter ego Dreamer, who has since been folded into DC continuity in comics written by Main's herself. Another fucking woman writing in dumb shit for the comics? Are we really surprised? More women equals more problems. That's why my motto in life will always be women ruin everything. Because I see a bunch of bitches invade things that are male dominated and they make changes that men don't want. And all of these different companies let these women take over and destroy everything, and they wonder why they don't make money. Because that's all I heard throughout this whole thing so far. Women, fake women, and more women. Let's just read this last part of this fucking article. The new Supergirl series is part of DC's all-in publishing event, shaking up the company's in-universe continuity without reboots or retcons, if you say so, to hopefully offer an entry point for new readers. Per DC's announcement, Campbell and Bond villain series will see Supergirl, Superman's cousin, return to the town of Midvale, where she grew up in the original comics of the 1950s and 60s. But all is not as it should be. Midvale already has a Supergirl protecting the town, and Kara must figure out who's trying to steal her life and identity before it's too late. It's not yet clear whether the series will take place in the core DC universe or the new Absolute universe established in the All-In line, or what other characters from DC history might show up apart from Super Pets, Crypto, and Streaky. Who the fuck is that? Shown in one piece of promo art in the announcement. Fortunately, fans of Truth and Justice will only have to wait 2 months to find out. Nah, fuck this shit. We're not touching that. I'm not reading it. Get the fuck out of here. This is a fucking disgrace to the whole industry. A fake woman, a fucking transformer, a man playing pretend is gonna be the new Supergirl. Get out of here with this shit. This might even be like a part of this new Absolute universe, which I don't know anything about because I don't give a fuck. I'm not reading this gay shit. This is a disgrace to comic books and comic book fans everywhere. Disgrace. Trash. This is why nobody wants to read a fucking comic book, because they may like a character and say like a movie or something. It's not that many DC movies, so there's not much for people to be a fan of when you really think about it. But when people see a character in a movie, they want to look up the character. Maybe some of them will, maybe some of them won't. But for the ones that do look up the character, they look up the character and then they see a completely different bastardized version. Like, imagine being a fan of Nick Fury in Marvel, then you look up the character, it is not even Nick Fury, it's a white guy, because Nick Fury is white. So it's like, there's no consistency in the brand. Now imagine the upcoming Supergirl movie comes out. People say, oh, Supergirl is such a cool character, I'm gonna look her up. And they see this fucking transgender. What the fuck do you expect them to do or say? You think they're gonna buy it after they watch the Supergirl movie? And then they see this fucking man with his meat swinging out the skirt? His meat is hanging while he's flying? What is the logic here? I don't get it. There's no brand consistency. Nobody wants to read this shit. What the fuck is wrong with these people? This is why nobody gets into comics. Stop using the bullshit excuse that it's hard to get into. Kinda, yes it is, maybe. But that's the easy excuse I see shills use all the time when they talk about the decline of comic books. They always want to use that as an excuse. Oh, there's like so many number ones of Batman. There's so many issue number ones of Batman. What you mean to say is that it's so much trash that every character is like bisexual. Every character is getting a black replacement, a woman replacement. The art styles are fucking hideous. All the women look ugly and manly. They made fucking Power Girl ugly recently. Power Girl, the character who is known for having her chest popping out. That is the whole joke of the character. Characters in universe have made jokes about her costume. That is the whole gimmick. And then they made her ugly as fuck. Because modern day comics. And you wonder why nobody's reading comics. And instead of finding all the weirdo activists, you choose to make Supergirl a fucking man? It's over. It's fucking over. It's done. This industry is never gonna get any better. Despite the superhero genre being mainstream, this shit is never gonna get fixed. They don't want it to get fixed because it doesn't make $1 billion. They could grow the industry to make it $1 billion industry, but they don't give a fuck. Because manga has to be $1 billion industry by now. So it's not the concept of graphic novels that's the problem. It's the content itself. It's the people behind the content that stops people from buying it. And that's why comic books are falling off a cliff despite superheroes being popular and despite manga blowing up. The fucking Japanese are doing a better job with smaller books and no fucking color because the anime sells the manga and the manga sells the anime. And they don't disrespect their characters by making it all black and gay, by retconning and disrespecting these characters. This industry is over with. Fuck this shit. That's why I don't buy no minor comic books. And this transgender Supergirl comic proves that they don't care about the comic book industry, so comic book fans shouldn't care. So I don't have much else to say. I don't want to keep repeating myself. So DC Comics, go fuck yourself.